Dumelang bakhayesh, sanibonani nonke makhaya. Good evening, I'm Masechaba Lekalake. Welcome to the grand finale of One Day Leader. Tonight we will find out which of our remaining 3 candidates you, the viewer, elected as the winner of our entire series. We're coming to you live on SABC1, so do get your mobile phones ready to interact with us, read up about our contestants, and to vote. Our 3 finalists are Candidate 1, Zweletu Kos. Candidate number 3, Ayanda Bandla. Candidate 6, Leslie Masibi. Now, candidates, tonight is your night. It's time now to hear our candidates' opening statements. Now, Zweletu, I'll start with you. All the way from Ginsburg, you have proudly represented your community. What has been your highlight? What is the one thing that you will never forget, good, bad, or ugly, on or off camera?
On camera, Masechaba, I think it was off camera, when I was selected to be part of the 6. You know, for me, that was a stamp on my leadership. Because now here I was selected from amongst thousands of applicants in South Africa and given the opportunity to represent South Africans. And from that, Masechaba, I learned that to whom much is given, much is expected. We have been given such a great freedom, a great society, a great present. It's time for us to imagine and give to the future, a great present, and a great country.
Thank you very much, Zweletu. Ayanda, you're the only woman standing at this point. In what ways has One Day Leader impacted you as a woman and as a leader?
Wow, Masechaba, it's impacted me greatly because from this experience and having learned from everybody else and having spent time in Diepsloot, I've learned that I should appreciate the little that I have because to someone else, that is greater than anything that they may have. And I've actually gathered from this experience that you don't have to be famous, well-known, or have a fat bank balance to make a difference in someone's life, but just be a simple person giving towards other simpler people, the simple deeds that life has to offer. And that's what great leadership has been about.
Thank you very much, Ayanda. Thank you. Now, Leslie, you are currently in the lead, but what has been your greatest challenge or your weakest moment on the series?
At Masechaba, I'd say that besides the moment when Eric called me Coke, it was definitely the time when I debated on the racism issue, and I was debating with Sebenzile over there, and I said that racist behavior should be criminalized, and she came back on me and she's like, then you should be the first one to go to jail. You know, and I didn't have anything to say at that stage. That for me taught me I needed to be alert and cautious all the time to ensure that I know that success is not final and failure is not fatal.
We're gonna have to leave it right there. Thank you very much, Leslie. All right, let's take a look at our series scoreboard as it stands. After last week's elimination round, all the scores were cleared. Now, to give them their well-earned advantage, our points leader from the previous round receives 2 points, and that's Leslie Masibi. And 1 point is awarded to Zweletu Kos, who was our runner-up in the previous round. Ayanda, you start with 0, but I know you will change that.
I hopefully will.
All right, the voting lines have been open since last Tuesday, and they are still open. So vote for your elected leader, and the panel of experts have no vote tonight. Only you, our viewer, has the power to decide who the winner of our One Day Leader Season 1 series will be. To vote, SMS the word VOTE, that's V-O-T-E, and the candidate's number to 41852 to make them the winner of the One Day Leader competition tonight. You can also vote for your elected leader using onedayleader.mobi. The lines are open, ladies and gentlemen, until our 4th segment, and I will warn you when they are about to close. Now, with us tonight is a distinguished audience, including our leadership expert, Eric Vermeulen, our guru of public speaking, who happens to rank 3rd in the world right now, Vusi Tembegwayo. And in the judging panel, we have with us 4 South African youth leaders joining us tonight, not as politicians, but in their personal capacity. And they are Lesego Sentho, Nkululeko Hlengwa, Julius Malema. And from Diepsloot, our youth leader is Tshepiso Moloi. We'll hear from them in just a little while in the program. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight is all about our 3 finalists. So let's start the night with a quick look at the one-day leader journey that brought them to this final episode. After a national call to action to all aspiring leaders in South Africa, 6 young leaders were chosen from 3,000 entries to participate on One Day Leader. Zwelethwa Kos, Vanensha Vollenhoven, Ayanda Bandla, Johan Dupisani, Sebenzile Nkambule, and Leslie Masibi.
My most memorable moment on One Day Leader, I must say by far, was the first show.
This is a national crisis. We need to put a stop to it.
Episode 5 was the first elimination episode of this competition. Vanensha, you've reached the end of your time on One Day Leader. At the bottom of the scoreboard at the end of this episode was Vanensha, and unfortunately she had to leave the competition.
I think I'm going to cry because I think my mom's crying now, but it's good.
You know, I won the very first episode.
Zwelethwa, well done. That makes you the winner of today's episode.
I cannot forget the Tomorrow's Leaders Conference, Sentin. For me, yeah, that was, that was something major.
My best moment on One Day Leader would definitely have to be my last show, my opening speech that night.
We women don't just have the gift to bear, the hearts to love. We have the minds to lead, and that's why we're here. We build homes, we build communities, and we can lead this country.
The bad moments, the episode on environmental challenges. Lendawo iyanuka, grammar flies and horrific things. I don't understand how people can live like this. I actually enjoyed some of the debates as well. I enjoyed beating Leslie that one night. I really enjoyed that racism show.
Leslie, you should be in jail then, because you're the very same person who was standing here last week and told Johan he cannot lead because he is white. Now you're turning around and pointing fingers at other racists?
What you need to understand is that when I say that we must.
What my father did and what my grandfather did and what his grandfather did and what his father did to the black people, it's not our problem. I hate them.
Your time on One Day Leader has come to an end.
To everyone that has supported me, ngibonga kakhulu. Woo! It's getting hectic, it's getting hectic.
Almal moet begin om verantwoordelikheid te aanvaar. Dit was baie interessant om hier na Diepsloot toe te kom. Ek was baie verbaas om die groot huis hier te sien in Diepsloot. Ek het nie dit regtig verwag nie. So om kommunikasie te verbeter in kort, kom ons diversifiseer. Ons kyk wie wil ons boodskap, by wie wil ons die boodskap uitbring? Hoe kan hulle die boodskap ontvang?
Episode 9 was a second elimination episode. The theme was sport and recreation. A heated session ensued in studio. Even Johan got caught in that crossfire.
Who the hell do you think you are? With respect, wait a minute, let me finish.
Okay.
That you can come on here on a national platform and say that these people are not doing anything. If they want grass, they must get grass. Do you know why there's grass in Randburg? Because the government put that grass there. Those residents didn't put that grass there.
And it's been there for a long time.
It's
been there for a long time. Episode 12 tackled gender inequality. With Ayanda being the only woman left in the show, the topic favored her and Johan found himself eliminated. And your time on the show has come to an end.
Suid-Afrika, dit was vir my regtig 'n voorreg om dit te kon verteenwoordig hier op One Day Leader. Aan my hemelse Vader sê ek baie dankie vir die talente wat ek gekry het.
Wow, I think some of my memorable experiences was winning the episode on crime.
How would you sense the crime while we are famous? Yeah, sure. We are doing crime because we are desperate.
I think some of my toughest memories were ndiyakhumbula ngokuya bendiyolala phaa eDiepsloot. Nhlakasemama haya hahona. So there's no plugging heaters when it's cold. There's no stove for one to be cooking with.
I think my most memorable moment on the show was when the viewers have been voting for me and me winning those shows.
And in first place for 3 election points is Leslie.
The show has given us, that has been extraordinary. Meeting the Minister of Sports and Recreation, Mr. Fikile Mbalot.
Leadership comes with many responsibilities. I'm a man of action, like Mourinho will say, the special one. You know, there is corporate South Africa investment, which we're engaging big companies to ensure that we deliver facilities in the different communities. We believe that Diepsloot and many other areas will actually become beneficiaries of such facilities.
My worst must have been when Eric said to the viewers that they're voting for me just because I am Coke. That did not sit really well with me.
The majority of the viewers are still going to go with the crowd favourite over the last couple of weeks, and that's Leslie. And the reason they're going to do that is for the same reason we drink Coca-Cola when we prefer Pepsi. and we do that.
Oh, Leslie is not a happy chappy right now. Leslie, what do you have to say about
I
that?
totally don't agree with Eric. I think the viewers at home, they have that choice to choose who they want, as in who they want to lead them. And what Eric is saying, I don't think our viewers are that dumb to a certain extent that Eric is suggesting.
Tonight, episode 13, 3 finalists stand before the nation, and the viewers' vote alone will decide which of them will be South Africa's one-day leader. And what a journey it's been. 3 young and exciting new leaders who will win and who will go home. South Africa, I call on you to make a decision and to let your voice be heard by the entire nation. Send that SMS. Our contestants depend on it. Now, candidates, last week you pitched your project ideas to our panel. And we, of course, decided to go with Ayanda's idea of coming up with a waste management awareness campaign. And you also got an opportunity to implement Leslie's idea of starting a sporting facility in Diepsloot. All right? Now, we had a fantastic time in Diepsloot, and of course, a lot happened, and we were able to push these agendas forward. But one thing I want to know from you, Zwelethwa, do you feel that you were able to progressively work together as a team on this mission?
Masechaba, yes. I mean, the way Ayanda was taking leadership out there was awesome. Well, I hope they show the insight. We worked together as a team, we pulled it through, even though I believe that the projects, the way they were implemented was unfair to me because my project was sustainable, very realistic. In fact, I went back to Diepsloot this afternoon. We're going to be starting to plow there on Friday. I have 8 people with me. We're going to be doing it. So South Africa, donate if you can. There's a shop somewhere in Katlaon that donated seeds, and then we're going to go plant there on Friday. That's cool. So Ayanda's project was cool. We implemented it awesomely, and Leslie's project was outstanding. It was awesome. Both of them, they deserve a round of applause.
Thank you very much, Zwelethwa. Well, after the break, we'll take a look at the execution of these 2 projects. Don't go away. Okay, I just want to say that we have spoken to Zwelethwa. Can we move on to Ayanda and Leslie? No, I'm saying with the questions regarding Diepsloot, he's already pretty much answered the first question. Can we just... Right. Okay. And then after the candidates? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Welcome back to One Day Leader. We're off to Diepsloot to see how our finalists use their leadership skills to create a sporting facility and to launch a waste management awareness campaign. And stepping in to lend a much needed hand, our eliminated candidates joined our finalists. Let's see them all in action.
So basically what we're doing, we're writing messages, like placards as we were marching along the street. We'll be lifting them up and stuff. And then from here, we're going to the meeting place where we're meeting the community and everyone who will be hands-on. The pick it up people will be met there also.
Ngoba sibaningi umsebenzi wethu ngeke ube nzima. Into esiyenza namhlanje ukuthi sonyuka ngale strata siklina la kubonakala kungcole khona. Ukhona uzweli uphethe ama-glove nama-mask. Amaharafu akhona nama-rake akhona. So umsebenzi wethu ngeke ube nzima kakhulu. Okay, well, what is happening is that we've got people that are holding plastics and we've got people that have got rakes and spades. Into esiyenzayo ukuthi laba siyasizana. Uyaharafuya, uyalahlele plastikini. Siphethe ababhuti abaphethe ama-separate plastics as well. Abanye baphethe ama-plastic lapho kunakhona amakheni, abanye baphethe lapho kunakhona ama-glass.
In my honest opinion, this is not sustainable for one, because 2 weeks from now, this place will be dirty again, and will we again have to come here? But nevertheless, the people are involved, the people are doing their thing, and it's good to see them taking responsibility of their environment.
One day leader, one day leader fitlemo. E khona re laitla bokamoso le rena. Re tlo lo jela di chile. Thank you.
Nhleketa ku ri statira leswiwani reason I ku ri n'wina mi nga le ka project ya One Day Leader, you are also involved in picking up the dirty in Diepsloot. If I look at the response for today, when I first check you coming to Diepsloot first, I don't gonna respond, but today you have more than 100, but the first day you have 20, 10 or 15.
Okay, Shabnoya Naratswa Riako fielding area Ahang Selo Tingi, a soccer field and a netball court. So we've just been called that the guys have arrived with material and we're making our way there to make sure that everything is running smooth.
La Diepsloot into soyenza sokusiza u-upgrade ibala lebhola labantwana bakwazi ukudlala. Sinale machine sinayo la yakwamseme ngoba sine project la ngaphakathi sibonile ukuthi masize sizosiza umphakathi ukuthi sigrade yonke le landuka ndiyabona.
Batho ba One Day Leader ba leboga ba ntse ntho entle too much ka gore ground tsa rona tse di ne di le ka mogara motse batho ne ba sa kgone bona gore go na le netball mo Diepsloot.
This will bring difference to a number of kids okuthi bokuyisikanga labangana ndawo yokudlalela.
Besipracticele esikolweni eBasa before kuma pole ebasketball. So that is why sijabule kakhulu ukuthi sithola ama pole netball.
I want to thank the community of Diepsloot for having accommodated us for 12 long weeks. We will exhibit the issues that they are faced with My hope is that we'll come back to this community maybe next week, maybe next month, or in few years' time, and would give back to this community. And it won't be as we found it, because that's what the true meaning of leadership means. You go into a community and you change it for the better.
In just a few short hours today, we've seen what can be done when young leaders really take themselves and put themselves to tasks. We've cleared an area 2 days ago, we've put up soccer posts, we've marked a field. It's now up to the community to make full use of it.
Well, ultimately, that's what One Day Leader is all about. Now, Ayanda, what were some of the challenges you faced in the execution of this task?
Well, trying to rally and really give direction to a very big crowd was proving to be very challenging, but as you know, Zoli said, as long as you work together, then nothing can be impossible. You know, we had a vision that required action, and that's exactly what happened, because as a Japanese proverb says, a vision without action is a daydream, and action without vision is a nightmare. And we had a vision, we acted upon it, now it's up to the people of Diepsloot to carry that vision through.
Nice, indeed. Thank you very much, Ayanda. Leslie, if you had a chance to do it all over again, what would you do differently, or what would you have done more of?
Masechaba, you know, being in Diepsloot for 12 weeks, like I said, the young people of Diepsloot have defied their critics. We have seen their commitment to development in their society. We've seen how they rallied behind us to ensure that they take ownership of what belongs to them. I don't think I would have added anything extra, because I've always said that young people need to be proactive. Seeing them, because 12 weeks when we were there before, they were not as active as now. And it gives me the privilege to stand here and say that thank you very much to the community for taking accountability of what is theirs. And that's what One Leader is about, young people taking charge of their destinies.
Yes, yes it is. Well, we also have one of the Diepsloot youth leaders in studio with us tonight, Tshepiso Moloi. Thank you for joining us. Tshepiso, in your opinion, did these three young people manage to make a difference in your community in Diepsloot?
Exactly. These youngsters, these dynamic youngsters have done a lot to our community, because now they've implemented a soccer field, netball courts for young people out there who never had the chance to show the talents that they have. But now the facilities are being utilized in a good manner, and I'm seeing young people going there in numbers to show that they really are inspired by the work of these young people. So I'm saying big up to you guys. Please continue doing what you're doing up until this time.
Thank you very much, Tshepiso.
Thanks a lot.
Now, Eric, these young people went on a mission to make a difference in Diepsloot. You were there. You saw everything. Were they effective?
You know, the proof of the pudding is in the eating, or the proof of the football field is in the playing. And I drove past Diepsloot on Sunday afternoon, and there were over 1,000 people lining the boundary of that soccer field, and there was a soccer game going on. If the community is to take ownership, there's no better proof than that. I think you guys have proven to us that action and accountability will triumph everything. As a leader, people don't catch what you say, they catch what you do. And the final thing I think you've done is you've shown the Diepsloot community that anybody can make a difference. You're not even in the community. You went in, you used the influence that you had, and now you've empowered the people in the community to afford the change that they want to see within their environment.
All right, thank you very much, Eric. Now, Vusi, 13 weeks, 3 candidates remaining. In this process, what or who has actually impressed you the most?
I think for me, you know, as a professional speaker, by far, what we saw in the first episode was a group of young people who fumbled, who were not able to construct an argument, who weren't able to listen to the other person and respond effectively. We even saw a little clip with Leslie. But I think they've come a long way. These are, you must understand, we're talking about seasoned orators that are standing in front of you. It's not just young people, you've got a young lady and gentleman standing in front of us. But for me, the biggest challenge, and this is aside from the question you've asked, is I'd like for the South African society to ask itself, why must there be a one-day leader to go into a community where such initiatives need to happen? You know, so we've got Tshepiso here, and I'd like to know, why wasn't this done before the one-day leader platform? Because the minute we as South Africans inspire ourselves to change our own circumstances, we all become leaders in our own societies.
All right, thank you very much, Vusi. Now, oh, Juju baby. Thank you so much for joining us on the program. Now, in your opinion, what talents or skills and abilities do these young people need to possess in order to qualify as good leaders?
They qualify as good leaders. Just taking a decision to participate in this program, that's leadership. You taking a decision to go out there and take a stand. But there are two fundamental things that you must do as a leader. You must have a will and commitment. Once you have a will, it's very easy to have a commitment. Have the capacity to take a decision, whether the decision is popular or unpopular, because people are always looking for leadership. And we have seen people not taking decisions because they are scared to be unpopular. That is not providing leadership. We need you to be out there, provide leadership, and sometimes you will be criticized. Many things will be said about you. For as long as you have a mission and you are committed to attain that mission, nobody should stop you. You must never betray your soul. You must feel it inside that this is what I represent, and I'll go out there and stand firm for what I believe in. That's what makes a leader.
All right, thank you very much. Now, viewers, ultimately, it is your decision who our winner is. The voting lines are open, so keep voting to keep your favorite leader in. Send the word VOTE, that's V-O-T-E, followed by the candidate's number to 41852. Zweletu is number 1, Ayanda is number 3, and Leslie is number 6. After the break, it's up to our finalists to convince you, the viewer, why each of them is worthy to win this competition. Stay with us. Really? Oh, yes, 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 you're right, yes. Yeah. Yeah. Rather, I think. Exactly. Yeah. Okay, okay. Yes. No, keep scrolling. Right. Yeah. Welcome back to One Day Leader. Tonight, a winner will be announced. That winner is decided by you, the viewer. But let's give our guests an opportunity to ask their questions and to make their comments on our series. I will start with you, Lesego. Do you have any question for our candidates on the panel?
Yes, I do. Zweletu, I just want to find out something, because the basic fundamental of a leader is honesty. What characterizes a leader in your own way?
Okay. Well, in your opinion, what characterizes a good leader?
A good leader is a person that is honest, transparent, and a person that has people skills. Because when you're a leader, you're not only dealing with, you're not confined within a certain people, but you deal with a whole range of people. So you must be very accommodative. You must understand that there are different people that will come into your way, that you must also address those people. But also, as Julius has said, you must also have a will, which is one of the most important things that you must do as a leader.
All right, thank you very much. Now, Mkhuleko, in your opinion, what is the greatest challenge still facing South African youth today?
I would say that we're not taking ownership and charge of the current times and the future. We are waiting for somebody else to take the initiative for us. And I think post-1994, as youth, we must really pride ourselves to say the biggest challenges of South Africa have been dealt with. Ours is now to make the future better. So in that instance, I would say youth must really be able to step to the occasion, embrace the challenge, and be able to move forward as a united force, albeit whatever differences might be there in terms of thinking and whatever. But at the end of the day, we must remember we are South African youth, and we must find a common ground on how do we move forward for a better future.
All right, is there anything you would like to ask any of our three candidates tonight?
I would. I just want to say quickly, when I left high school, my principal said, never let things replace people. So as you go out into the world and as being great as you are, move forward. But I just want to find out, with the one-year internship up for grabs, where do you see yourself 1 year from now? What's your mission? What's your vision? What's your will? What's your drive?
Thank you very much, Lesego. Okay, Julius, do you have a question for one of our candidates on the panel tonight?
Yeah, maybe Leslie, having followed this program since it started and how you are so articulate and standing firm on what becomes perhaps your beliefs. Do you think that you've got what it takes to be a leader? Do you think you've got courage, or you are just doing this thing for grandstanding because there are cameras?
All right, thank you very much. Candidates, you now have an opportunity. You have 40 seconds each. Tell the nation why you believe you deserve to win this competition tonight. You have 60 seconds each, as a matter of fact. Zwelethu, I'll start with you.
First, I would like to answer the lady's question first. Now, what makes a great leader? A great leader is made by self-sacrifice first. Put others before you. That's why we have nepotism. That's why we have corruption, because of people who are self-serving. Now, why do I deserve to be one-day leader? I believe that I deserve to be one-day leader because, firstly, I'm in touch with the feelings of the people. I lived in poverty. I come from a township currently. Not only that, but I've not let my surroundings overcome me, but I've overcome them and rose above the tide. And therefore, I say that with a vision, a proper ability to lead precisely with or without cameras, like as I did today in Diepsloot, planting a garden with no cameras there, no one there to watch. I led. Now, for me, that is demonstration of a leader, one who's able to keep their promises, whether there are or there are no elections coming. So I'm saying to you, young South Africans, I encourage you to go and vote, but make sure to the one-day leaders of today, the leaders, your Babu Julius Malema and your Jacob Zuma. I'm saying don't only promise, but act after your promises and before your promises as well. Because a leader does more than he speaks.
Thank you very much, Zwelethu. Ayanda.
Thank you, Masechaba. In answering your question, sir, I believe that in 5 years, the vision that I'd like to see is me going back into communities and doing exactly what I've been doing in the communities such as Diepsloot. I also want to serve as a communication mechanism that will bridge the generation gap between our leaders within our older generation and within our young people. When we lead, we need to lead with integrity. For the visions and the desires of our people in our communities will be lost, and that's what I intend on doing within this internship and within the 5 years that are in the next 5 years. Masechaba, why I should be the one-day leader? I believe that I aspire to inspire young people to dare to dream and to take all the necessary steps to live those dreams. I speak for the young people of South Africa who have always had a passion and a vision, but have lacked that degree of motivation. I stand today and serve as that motivation, as that instrument to say that through anything, regardless of where you come from or what you are perceived as, you can achieve anything. I speak for those young South Africans who have a voice but have lacked that ability to speak it. For as much as we have speakers and we have listeners, I speak for those who cannot speak and mobilize those who hear to hear the call of young South Africans. Thank you, Masechaba.
Thank you, Ayanda. Leslie, tell the nation why you deserve to win this competition tonight.
Masechaba, firstly, in response to Mr. Julius Malema's question that do I have courage? I believe that I have courage. I've made it unequivocally clear that I represent the interest of the young people from day one, and I've shown consistency and sustainability. I was the one who stood here and went to Diepsloot and started a xenophobic talk with my own initiative. I engaged the young community, and I also was the person who was able to pick up the dirt when other leaders looked the other way. I was the person who's always been able to follow my words with my deeds. And Masechaba, you know what? I believe that we as young people, we are better than many people think of us. We are bright, articulate, and passionate. We are the generation of the Siyabulela Cruiser from the Eastern Cape. We're the age of 18 and a planet named after him. We're the generation of the Vusi Tembekwayo, who barely 16 years of age was crowned as first speaker, the best speaker in Africa. The Caster Semenya from the deep rural Limpopo, who defied all odds to shine on the world stages. And they call us a lost generation. Masechaba, just as the youth of 1976 fought and won, we come the 18th of May, we the young people of South Africa must go out there and fight our own fight, because I believe that history has a place for us. This is the country, and we are that generation.
Now, Eric, I have to ask you, do you still feel the same about the whole Coca-Cola comment?
Well, we'll let the viewers decide. Eh?
Okay, well, I guess it's all up to the viewers tonight. Vusi, what have you got to say about this?
Boom.
Yeah.
Just wow.
What we've just heard from all three finalists has just been phenomenal.
Yeah.
Well, Leslie more because he mentioned me, but wow. Wow. Wow.
But what we've just seen represents everything that the youth in this country has. But we need to go and find it.
Yeah.
You know, the only thing that crafts a diamond from coal is pressure and some polish.
Absolutely.
And it's you three, beyond this series, you need to go out and apply that pressure and apply that polish to your peers in the communities where it's needed. Well done. Brilliant. You guys are fantastic. It's been awesome.
Now, Eric, you developed the criteria for everything for this competition in terms of what the young people had to achieve in order to make it this far. According to that criteria, what are your views on the performances of our three candidates standing here?
Yeah. As I say, the growth has been phenomenal. I'm going to start with Zweletu. The growth that you've shown has been absolutely brilliant. You have developed a very powerful and strong vision that you absolutely put across every day. You know who you represent, and you do so without fear. Ayanda, what's impressed me about you has been your determination, your willingness to assume the mantle of leadership and to carry it forward, whilst doing that with the empathy with which you've done that. And Leslie, on those leadership pillars, your influence has been phenomenal. We've seen it week in and week out with the viewer vote. Even though you were sometimes beaten on points in debates and arguments, you still managed to influence the people to vote for you. That influence is going to take you a long way in society.
Thank you very much, Eric. Vusi, being ranked third motivational speaker in the world, what tips do you have for these three young people?
I'm actually a bit worried now because I think my title is up for grabs. But I'm just sitting here and I'm a bit confused. I can't recognize these young people. First episode, and let's not be politically correct. When I looked at Zweletu, I saw, with respect, a deep rural boy who hadn't yet passed, the toll gates to come to Gauteng. Right? And then there was Ayanda, who, again, frankly came across as a beauty queen. And that's how you came across. Yeah. Leslie just blew hot air. Now, I'm not sure about everybody else in this room, but the level of argument that we've heard from these young people, how prepared they are and how well they've delivered. And Leslie, if you ever become a professional speaker, I will take it up with you because he will eat me out of business. But I think the extent to which these young people have developed, for me, is absolutely incredible. Ayanda, your ability to construct an argument, and just like he said, I didn't give her 2 weeks and she is still here. She fought, you morphed, you changed, and you've become something I cannot even recognize.
Yes.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah. Thank you very much, Vusi. Now, viewers, it's only your decision that will determine who our winner is. The voting lines are open still, so keep voting to keep your favorite leader in by sending the word VOTE, followed by the candidate's number to 41852. Zweletu is number 1, Ayanda number 3, Leslie is number 6. After the break, our distinguished guests will pose their questions and their comments to our finalists. Don't go away.
Or you want with the consentence?
Just them or everyone?
One day leader. One day leader. One day leader.
Welcome back to One Day Leader, and we pick up right where we left off. Now let's hear advice and comments from our panel of experts. Now, Vusi, we've heard why our 3 finalists believe that they should win this series. What questions or comments do you have for them finally right now?
For all of them, exactly the same question, because I've not been able to get a sense of this from either of them, is at the end of this, what is your detailed plan to make sure, because let's be honest, this has been an amazing platform for all of you, to make sure that this is not the end of it. Where are you going? What are you doing? And how are you going to be influencing our society, given that you've been given this platform? That's really what I'd like to know.
All right, fantastic. Now, I've got JJ, who's back in our studio, a previous expert on communications. JJ, you've been following One Day Leader, and you've had some wonderful things to suggest to our leaders. What would you finally say to them now in your field of expertise, communications, and what way can they use this platform to mobilize other young people?
Well, I think that until you have communicated as a leader, you have not completed your task, because people cannot guess your principles, your values, and where you want to take them. And leaders sometimes get into positions and then they create this big gap between themselves and people that they are leading. And so it would be interesting to understand, just in broad strokes, what your communication strategy is going to be when you do become that leader, to close that gap between people that you are leading and people that, and yourself as a leader. What are you going to do to close that gap and keep the people close so that they are able to see you as a leader even, come the next election, if you want to put it that way. Finally, of course, we had the big debate about Twitter and whether or not you should abandon social media and use it. I don't know what has since happened, whether or not you can give us some new insights there about how you're going to deal with the fact that the world is so connected. It has become so small. How are you going to take advantage of that as leaders to be able to take this country forward?
Thank you very much. And we also have the CEO of Shanduka, Puti Malabi. Puti, you joined us in on our episode where we discussed wealth creation in South Africa. In what ways can these young leaders expand their horizons beyond One Day Leader?
Well, I think one thing that's clear is that we all know that no one owes us anything. So, when you come off of this show, certainly none of us will be responding to you immediately. the first dose of reality is that you'll send an email to someone and they won't respond. So to what extent have you guys ensured that you are well equipped to deal with that reality, that no one owes you anything, and that you've got to have that staying power? So the leadership that you've shown so far is something that you need to ensure that you harness, that you're able to have that staying power going forward, that it's not a one-day leader, but that it's a lifetime leadership character that you build up.
Thank you very much. We also have the political editor from City Press, Cedric Mboyisa. All right, Cedric, where's Cedric? There you are, Cedric. I almost didn't see you there. Now, a lot of these young people, as Vusi has just said, like Leslie, for instance, he's the most popular at this point and has been throughout the series, but started off as a fireball, you know, passionate. And what do they need to know about politics that they are not quite aware of as yet?
Thank you for the opportunity. Really, I must point out that all the finalists have done exceptionally well. And then they must really be aware that they must really realize that South Africa, elsewhere, I mean everywhere in the world, it's all about politics. So they should really be aware what's happening in South Africa in terms of leadership. Right now, people are crying out for leadership. So it's up to them, because I mean, when I look at them, I can see that we've got future leaders here. I mean, Leslie can become the next Malema. And basically, quite honestly, really, they have to know that whatever happens in terms of leadership, leadership is most needed in politics. With them, I can see that in South Africa, we do not have lost generation, because there's a commonly held view that young people are a lost generation. That's not true. With these three in front of us, we've got a very bright future.
Thank you very much. And we've got Sigi Mgabadeli from SAFM sitting right next to you. Sigi, you've been a judge on our platform before. Thank you very much for coming back. You've been nodding all the entire time that Cedric has been speaking.
I think everybody from, JJ, Puti, as well as Cedric, all the things that they've said are very, very important. What I wanted to say to them, is I've watched you since episode 2 when I was a judge here, and you've grown by leaps and bounds, and I've watched you really get your hands dirty. And what I would like to just remind you don't even need to respond to this, is that as you climb that ladder as leaders, you walk out of here, please don't forget to continue to get your hands dirty. That's all I wanted to say.
Thank you very much, Sigi. And we have a final word from one previous judge, MEC from the Northwest, Mr. Hlomane Chauke. Thank you very much, sir, for coming back onto One Day Leader. What is your final word to these 3 young finalists standing here today?
Well, my take obvious is that the last time when I was here, there was no sports facility in Diepsloot. There was no a netball court in Diepsloot. They identified a problem. They went in there, they resolved the problem. But what is very key is that young people all over the country, we have many Diepsloot, in fact, to be very honest with you, in our rural areas where we don't have facilities. If I were to follow in the words of my minister Mbalula, that working together, we can do more, meaning that together, young people must rise up to this challenge. So let's have more of these young leaders coming out. Let's have them not only on television, let's have them in each and every village, each and every township. Let's have this kind of engagement, because there are so many of them. Therefore, the call that we are making from government point of view is that we want to say thank you very much. You have made a contribution. That's the purpose of you being leaders. That's the purpose of you being alive and making a contribution. So that tomorrow, when you are no more, we'll stand proud and say they have made a contribution. So this call is not a call only for young people here. It's a call for everybody who's a South African. We have an opportunity today that we have this freedom. The freedom that people paid their lives, in fact, to get. Therefore, today, we stand proud to say that opportunities are open. All of us, let's grab them.
We're going to have to leave it right there.
Forward.
Thank you very much, Ntate Hlomane. Well, there you have it, South Africa, some of our country's leaders in their respective fields. Now let's get a final word from our contestants. This is their final chance to speak to you and to make an appeal before I close the voting lines. Zweletu, your time begins now.
South Africa, as I said in the beginning, to whom much is given, much is expected. Now, I won't come to Ekumba, I won't come to Wetsola, I won't come to Engushwa, but I will be Ekensberg doing my thing. So it's your responsibility to make your community better, and that's what I stand for. And for those in power, please stop corruption, please stop nepotism, because many people graduate year after year and not able to find work because of your nepotism. And South Africa needs to change. And now I'm saying that to you, young person, vote for me, not
Thank you very much. We're going to have to leave it right there as well, too. Ayanda, you stand here as a testament not only to your mom, but to every woman in South Africa today. Where is your mom? Hello, Mama. All right. Now, you have 30 seconds to address the nation, finally.
Thank you, Masechaba. I'd like to go on with a quote by John C. Maxwell that says, "A leader's courage to fulfill his vision comes from passion, not position. And as I will lead South Africa, I will do it with love, commitment, passion, and conviction." Thank you, Masechaba.
Thank you very much. Short and sweet. Leslie?
Masechaba, my words are words of thank you to the people of South Africa. For the past 12 weeks, you've been awesome. I thank you very much for having opened your hearts to all of us here. I thank you for accommodating us. We are very thankful for the opportunity that you've given us as the people at home. You've shown young people, millions and millions of young people who've watched this show. You've shown that we are not a lost generation, like I said earlier. Thank you very much. Continue to do the good work that you are doing. Though it might not be recognized, know that you are a young person because you are meant to make a difference.
Time is up. Thank you very much. Leslie. Now, viewers, I am now officially closing the voting lines. We will tally up your votes and reveal your choice in our final segment. Who will it be? Will it be Zweletu? Will it be Ayanda? Or will it be Leslie? We'll find out after the break. Yes.
Has the voting stayed the way we thought it would?
I'm about to find out. I'll tell you. Okay. And then in that time, yes, yes. Welcome back. The moment has arrived. Who will be the winner of One Day Leader? Will it be Zweletu Kos? Will it be Ayanda Bandla? Or will it be Leslie Masibi? Well, the votes have been counted and we are ready to announce our winner. Our winner receives a prize package that includes a one-year internship in the office of the chairman of the NYDA, 3 days in the office of President Jacob Zuma, and a 2-week visit abroad to a South African embassy. The winner also receives the 20,000 Rand cash prize and money towards a project of his or her choice. Our runner-ups will also receive a 20,000 Rand cash prize each and 70,000 rands to be used in a community project of their choice. Whew, this is a difficult one. It was a very, very close one between Zweletu and Leslie. Which means, Ayanda, you are the third runner-up. Very close. Right, the votes have been tallied up, and we are ready to announce the winner of One Day Leader. And the winner is Leslie Masechaba! And before we leave, our winner has his final say. I want to thank you, our viewers, for following One Day Leader and being a part of a show that truly brought about change in perceptions about leadership, but also in the lives of many, many beneficiaries. It's been an absolute pleasure for me to have been a part of this journey. Leslie, you have the final say.
First thing first, Masechaba. Viewers, thank you so much. From the bottom of my heart, I want to thank the Lord Jesus, who's the Savior of my life. Thank you, Lord. You are awesome. And young people, please go out and vote on the 18th of May. Make sure that you rebuke those skepticism that are out there. And for my final speech, Masechaba, 13 weeks ago, I stood here for the first time and I made a call to all the young people to take charge of their destiny. Today, 13 weeks later, I'm still making that call, only with a renewed sense of urgency. Our challenges may seem insurmountable, but I'm convinced that our resolve to succeed is stronger. For so long that poverty characterizes the face of our nation, we cannot afford to be complacent in our endeavor to eradicate it. We cannot spare any effort in eliminating all injustices that continue to undermine the potential of our people. The inequalities that seek to keep us apart must be dealt with unashamedly and decisively. South Africa will rise to claim a position as the cornerstone of democracy. We will be known as a nation that champions the interests of the marginalized and the poor. As long I and other millions of young people out there will work tirelessly in building a South Africa we can all be proud of. A nation that not only reflects our diversity, but also
Leslie,
that captures
we're going to
the
have to
strength
leave
of
it
our
right
unity.
there. I'm so sorry to take your moment. South Africa, I give to you our first one-day leader, Leslie Masechaba. And from me, Masechaba Lekalake, good night.